name is Jeanette Calisi. The lesson that I am doing today, I am doing a 6th grade literacy lesson. My student, her disability is autism spectrum disorder. The class that I will be teaching this in she is with 2 other students also who have autism spectrum disorder. The title of my lesson is Comparing Characters. My learning goal: language, students will compare 2 characters in a story. Vocabulary, plot, character setting, descriptive, character trait words. Discourse, graphic representation, interpretation. My measurable lesson objective is, after reading the book Charlotte's Web as a class, which we have read this year, we read every year, students will use a graphic organizer to compare the similarities and differences of 2 characters of their choice by using at least 10 character trait description words. My plan supports: this lesson will be taught in a small group with time allowed for one-on-one. The page with character traits, the link to Scholastic site, and the Flipgrid link will all be on Google Classroom. Graphic organizers are used to help students organize their thoughts and ideas. I will be using visual cues. Word bank, right here. With words that the students are familiar with, we use this word bank throughout the year. Of character trait words, descriptive words, which I pulled from Read, Write, Think. I will model the activity and break it down into small, simple steps as we go along. My Common Core standard is RL63. Describe how a story or drama's plot unfolds in a series of events, as well as how the characters respond or change as the plot moves towards a resolution. My IEP goal is, after given various information, student will use text organizers to locate and categorize information in printed material 4 to 5 times with 90% accuracy. My expressive or receptive communication skill: expressive, verbally and also through writing, identify the character traits using appropriate vocabulary to provide specific instructions. I chose this specific lesson for these students because they are not in a general classroom, because not because they are incapable of the academic work, but they cannot work in a larger classroom where if they become overstimulated, they're not going to be able to do anything. But this is a fun, interactive activity. It's based on a book that they love. Culturally, it's about a farm in a small town. We are an agriculture community in a small town. It is something that the kids can identify with. They've been on farms, they've raised animals. It's perfect. I have used, with my students that have autism spectrum disorder, I try to use a lot of visual aids, which is why I use a graphic organizer. The assessment is a graphic organizer. And they also, this particular group especially, really loves doing fun things on the computer, being creative. And so my closure activity is a Flipgrid video, which I will show you here. So this is the Flipgrid. Students are familiar with this. They're familiar with Google Classroom. It is used all over the campus. Here are the graphic organizers. This is the main one that we will be using, and I will have it pulled up on the board so I can scaffold. I will have this pulled up. It's actually on the other tab of my smart board. Unfortunately, my smart board is it's messed up right now, and there's no one in maintenance here to fix it. Then I have alternates. I have this one, which they can just as easily put in words all over the bodies, and I have this one. There we go. So it can be adapted easily for different learning styles. My assessment, I will have many formative assessments as I do the lesson, which I will talk about as I'm going through the lesson, and a summative one at the end. My resources are the materials I need. I will need my dry erase board here, my smart board, my computer. The students will need Chromebooks. I have dry erase markers, We will have the graphic organizers, the word bank lists, and pencils, of course, to write with. If the students decide when they do their summative assessment, they have the option of either doing it on the computer, or I can print these out, and then they can make a scrapbook and color it themselves. So I will have crayons and colored pencils as well. I will engage the students. We've just finished reading Charlotte's Web, and I'll ask them who their favorite character is. What's your favorite character? And as they do that, I will write on the board, you know. I might say Penny. Penny, what's yours? Okay, tell me, why do you like Penny? Tell me about Penny. What is so great? Why is she your favorite? And I would write what the students say. Oh, I like Penny because, you know, she's funny. She has pretty hair. Students say all kinds of, who knows, but I'm sure they'll give me some interesting answers. Wilbur, oh, he's a pig. I like bacon. He's cute. So I write on the board. We talk. Okay, guys. Well, you know what? And I would pass out the graphic orders. I say, you know what we're going to do? I want you to take your favorite character, and where it says line number 1, and as they're doing it, I would do it on the board. Write your favorite character there. Right there, right on line number 1. Awesome, good job. Excellent. Got it. Thumbs up. Give me feedback. Line number 2, pick another character. Maybe it's your least favorite one. Maybe it's your second favorite one. Maybe it's your friend's favorite one. Whichever one. Pick another character. Go ahead and write on line 2, and I'd write on line 2. And say, okay, I'm going to pass these out when I pass them out. Let's look at these words. There's a lot of words on here. Let's see. Active, bold, calm, funny. Hey, tell me, and I asked one of the students, what's a word that describes me? Can you tell me a word? Okay, how about you? Can you give me one of these words that describes me? We would do that. Give me a word that describes your mom. How about your dad? How about Bugs Bunny? And then I'd say, you know, there's a lot of big words on here too. There's a lot. Point to some of these big words. What are some of these big words that you maybe aren't sure what they mean? Can you point? Oh, yes, affectionate. What does that mean? And we would talk about that. And we would go through some of the bigger words, not all of them. They don't need to know all of them. But ones that maybe just to give them, you know, maybe familiarize them with words that they see or hear, but they're not quite sure what they mean. Okay, guys, you know what we're going to do? We are going to pick some of these words. And we're going to pick words that we think describe our favorite character. Let me see here. Let's see. Oh, Templeton. I think Templeton is, he's funny. It's funny. How about you? What's a word that describes, how about you? Go ahead, write that down. Go ahead and look as they're doing it. Go ahead. Now I want you to find more words on this list. And you can use words that aren't on this list. If you think of a word that's not on this list that describes your character, go ahead and write that down. And this is a chance for me to do my informal formative assessment. I can watch them, redirect them, give them feedback. Oh, yeah, tell me why you think Charlotte is scary. Oh, you're scared of spiders. Yes, they can be scary, huh? When they're done, I will instruct them to do the same. I will do the same scaffolding and modeling and the same informative assessment. So now I've done had three opportunities, well, 2 really, to do my informal formative assessment during the vocabulary words and while they're writing it. Okay, guys, you know, I would say then, look at the top here. So, you know, they're totally different characters, but sometimes characters have things that they have in common, like maybe my mom is funny and my grandma's really funny too, you know? So what are 2 things? How about these 2? Templeton and Wilbur. What is something that they have in common? Huh? What is something? And they might say, well, they both eat a lot. And I might say, oh yeah, they're hungry. Let's look at your characters, and I would instruct them to do the same. Can you think of some things that your 2 characters might have in common? Huh. And this would be another opportunity. I would do the same exact thing. Observe, redirect, talk with them. When they're finished with this, I say, okay guys, I've got something fun to do. All right, we're gonna make a video, which they love Flipgrid. They will always get excited about that. This is my closure. They will, I will instruct them to log into Google Classroom, which they're familiar with. They do it in every class every day, and open up their Flipgrid, which they've done many times before. And I will say, okay guys, I want you to make a video. I want you to tell me about your favorite character in the story, all about them, you know, why you like them, what they did in the story, what makes them so awesome, okay? And then I will give them a few minutes to go ahead and do this. In this time, students, when they do Flipgrid, they usually like to go to a quiet area, so, you know, the other people talking don't disturb them or get onto their video. And this will give me a chance to circle the room, give them feedback, talk to them, observe them, help anyone who needs it. When we're finished with this, I'll say, okay guys, let's wrap it up. We're gonna do one more fun thing. We are gonna make a character scrapbook, so we can always remember our favorite character from the story. And I will say, I will ask them, you know, do you want to do it on the computer? And I will have this book, you know, or do you want to do it on paper and draw it yourself? Give them the option. And if they choose to do it on the computer, this is what they have. And what's great about this is it has animal and person. So in Charlotte's Web, lots of the characters are animals, and they will write their 10 words that describe their character. They can pick either one. And this is my summative assessment. It gives me concrete evidence for me to check and see if they've met the objective, and it gives me opportunity to give them also direct feedback and observe them as they're doing it. I chose scaffolding and modeling because they have both been shown to enhance, help increase students' understanding of new concepts, build on ideas and prior knowledge. So we're building on their knowledge of the story and the characters, their character trait words. We're building on that knowledge. We're building on their knowledge of how to use technology and how to make connections between the characters and the story. And modeling is also one of the most effective ways for students to learn a new skill and plays a huge role in developing their cognitive skills. So this is a lesson that I think will it will help them as they get older and they start learning more about, you know, characters and themes and plot and story elements, and dive a little bit deeper into that, and also making the connections between themselves and characters and stories, real world connections, text to text, things like that. It is a lesson that goes with a story that children of all ages often enjoy. And unfortunately this year, because of COVID, we were able to read the book, but we did not get to do this lesson. I was really looking forward to this. It would have been probably a little different. You know, I would have had, well, it wouldn't have been a whole lot different, but I feel like I could have done this lesson and added more things maybe over a day or two, perhaps as an extension. You know, they like to sculpt and create things with clay and stuff in class, and that's something that we do a lot. We design things, and they also like to role play, you know, parts of stories and books, and that's always something fun that I've done with the students, which I, you know, could have added as an extension to this with their characters, but was not able to do any of it, but hopefully next year I will be able to. And that is my lesson, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. I'm sorry I didn't have a cameraman today, and thank you very much.